Hey friends, today we're diving into a deeply personal and challenging story. In a world where love is supposed to lift us up, what do you do when the person you care about the most constantly tears you down?
I 18F, feel like my boyfriend 19M, is always finding what is wrong with me and how I'm not very smart. And he says he's sorry, but he keeps doing it. How do I get him to understand that it actually hurts me? My boyfriend and I have been together for nearly a year now. We met because we go to the same college, but I am from Europe. I am on a scholarship for a sport which I am very grateful for. While university is very affordable back home, this gives me a new experience and more of a chance in my sport. I'm not the most intelligent. I'm not stupid, but compared to others around me, I am a bit inferior. I try my best, but no one would ever call me smart. I'm just average, which does make me feel guilty because I know how hard some of the people around me have worked to be able to get here. And I just got here because I have a natural talent at a sport, and that's it. My boyfriend brought that up recently. I had a small injury, just a tweak, and I had ice on it. He asked me what I would do if I couldn't play anymore. I said I wasn't sure, and that I'd either try to stay in America or go back home and study instead. But I hadn't really thought too much about it. He asked how I would stay in America. I said I didn't know, maybe I would pay to study instead, I wasn't sure. He laughed and said that it was a bit ridiculous. I asked him what I meant, and he said that it was so ridiculous that a foreigner who wasn't even intelligent could just pay her way in, while people like him had to work hard every day to even finish their degree. I said I knew, but asked if he could not mention my intelligence in the future, because it hurts my feelings and that I know I'm not very smart. He said it wasn't that big of a deal, and that he wasn't trying to insult me, just telling the truth. I got a bit upset and said that it sounded a lot like an insult to me, and that I didn't want him deflecting that. He said he was sorry and I let it go. But then something similar to that happened when I was with him and his family. They were asking me about what back home is like, and they are religious, so they were also asking about my church. I am not the same religion as them. I go to the national church of my country. They were asking me about it and I was really enthusiastic because I really like my church. I love the people there, I love God, and I just love everything about it. My boyfriend then pulled me aside and told me it was a bad look to be going on about my country, and I should try to acclimatize a little and not to be going about my weird pagan church. We're definitely not pagan, we're a type of Christian, and they were asking me about it. I felt it would have been rude not to answer their questions. I tried to say that I wasn't meaning to do anything, but he got mad and said that it sounded stupid and that I sound stupid too. Apparently my accent is so strong I sound idiotic and I'm dressing like a whore. And that I should be making a good impression, but I just look like a slutty foreigner. I definitely wasn't dressing badly, and I was completely covered. My shirt was a little fitted, but it wasn't bad at all. I feel like he doesn't understand how much he hurts me. He says he's sorry, but he keeps doing it, and it's making me feel like he doesn't mean it. My parents have started saying I don't sound very happy, and I feel like he might be partially the reason. But I'm confused. He loves me, but he also says those things. And I'm not sure that you would say something like that to someone you loved.
Sharing personal struggles, especially involving loved ones, is tough. Relationships should offer support and love, not criticism and hurt. Let's hear your perspectives and insights on this. You need to leave him, as this is emotional abuse. He wants to lower your confidence, so you think he is the best you can do. You should dump him. 10,000%. He's absolutely negging her. Also, I knew an emotionally abusive guy who would insult me and say, "I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. It's just the truth." That's not an apology, that's gaslighting, and he isn't sorry. I saw a quote where someone said, "It's interesting that the people who tell it like it is only do so to point out negative or hurtful things." Right. Same things goes with people who say, "I'm only saying out loud what everyone else is thinking." Also, people who start by saying, "with respect," always follow up by something that is very disrespectful. I guess they think they can say whatever they want as long as they declare it to be respectful. OP negging is being negative to your significant other in order to make them feel bad so they don't leave, or because they enjoy being mean and hurting you on purpose. They feel powerful. You aren't failing out classes, so you are smart enough. We are so proud of you. Especially because you were smart enough to notice and question him on his behavior, which is not okay. You noticed and were curious about how weird he was being. Trust yourself. You clearly don't know what negging is. But yes, it could be gaslighting or quickly grow into that. Big red flag for the BF to make her feel this bad. But I would like to add that OP needs to stop being negative about herself as well. OP, you are exceptional, or you would not have a sports scholarship. Intelligence isn't all about book smarts. My husband is extremely intelligent and doesn't have a single degree. Basically, if you don't think of yourself as wonderful, why should someone else? This applies in other areas of life as well, and not just the romantic part. Confidence is hard, but you fake it until you make it. Once you have it, a boyfriend like this wouldn't even be considered because you not only know you deserve better, you also know you can do better. He's not trying to do anything. He's just a self-absorbed asshole. People are far less calculating than you think. Settle down.
He isn't really abusing me. He does hurt my feelings sometimes, but it isn't abuse. It's just hurtful.
No, it is abuse. It's just that you're too close to recognize his behavior for what it is. He's rude, he's racist, he's abusive, and he doesn't deserve you. Absolutely, you have every right to be proud of your faith. His is no more valid than yours, and for him to berate you for your faith, your accent, and your choice of clothing says more about him than you. Dump him. He knows you're too good for him, so he's trying to make you so insecure you believe that he's the best you'll ever have. Run. Look up emotional abuse. He is insulting you and calling you names. That is never okay. I am so annoyed now. It's ridiculous. There are about 7 main categories of abuse. He continues to make comments that hurt your feelings even though you have communicated to him you don't like it. He repeatedly hurts your emotions and tells you that you are less than what you are. This is emotional abuse. You know how many times my BF has laughed at me and called me stupid? 0. Do you think he is too dumb to have understood you the first time? Cassie's either too thick for you, or he's doing it on purpose. Get some self-respect and dump him. Happily married here. Today is our 6 years anniversary. Can confirm, husband has never once put me down or criticized me. Concerns are discussed as, well, concerns, and we work together to find a compromise. Even when our negotiations get heated, we do not put the other down, because doing so wounds our partner, and we love each other too much to knowingly inflict pain. That's wonderful to hear. Happy anniversary to you both. Your relationship sounds like a beautiful example of love and respect. Okay, let's continue hearing other sides. Other experiences and insights are invaluable in helping us understand different perspectives on this topic.
Been happily married for 10 years together for 17 and I agree. A good partner helps build you up, not tear you down. My husband is my biggest cheerleader, and always goes on about how smart I am, even though I'm not really all that smart. LMAO, makes me feel good though and like I could do anything. Every woman should read this book. Single? Yes. Just started dating someone? Read it. Married for 8 years? Read it. When in an abusive relationship your meter of normalcy gets thrown to shit, so it doesn't hurt to check. I've been with my husband since we were 16 and just read the book 2 years ago. I was very pleased that he didn't display any red flags. Although he did when we were teenagers, he went to therapy years ago and stuck it out. He wasn't too bad but really insecure and jealous and had a few abusive tendencies. I left when we were 20 for a few months and it was a wake-up call, but he still talks about how it makes him sick, how he acted and how he can't believe I even stuck with him. OP, please read this amazing free book. It's a great resource for women everywhere and can give you an unbiased perspective on what he does and how he acts. I can tell just from reading this that he ain't the one though. It almost sounds like he resents you for being from Europe, or maybe not being from the States, if that's where you're at, ick, but I do know you don't treat someone you love like that. Even at my husband's worst he would never talk to me like that. First of all, rest assured, you're definitely a bright person. Also, your English is flawless. How's your boyfriend's grasp of your language? Seems to me that you found your talent and developed it. How is that different from someone artistically gifted becoming an artist, or someone with an inclination towards STEM going into robotics? Each of these options entails hard work and determination. You weren't handed anything on a silver platter, and the fact that you enjoy your chosen path doesn't make it less valid. Nor does it take from those who need to struggle more to reach your level. Their talents may lie elsewhere. Also, his family doesn't sound particularly Christian or educated to me. I'd love to hear what your denomination and his are. Anyway. On to your boyfriend. He's doing it either to control you. Sometimes older men teach boys that the way to make a girl eat out of their hand is to make her feel inadequate. He's a sadist who loves to see you hurt, or he's very jealous of your accomplishments and feels inferior, but instead of trying harder to reach your level, he's trying to bring you down. In all these cases, he's an immature, selfish brat and you deserve much, much better. Next time he does it, please stay serious and tell him, X, I like you too much to force you to stay with someone you obviously don't consider an equal. I'm freeing you. Go search elsewhere for a woman you can respect, then get up and leave. Enjoy the change of tune. My dear, he has contempt for you. He says horrible things about you. He's negging you. He is such a small person that in order to feel better about himself, he has to tear you down. He understands that he's hurting you. That's the point. He doesn't stop because he likes to do it. Please break up with him. He is a terrible person. And you need to get a backbone and shut this down early and often. You are smart. You're in university on a scholarship, one presumes you speak 2 languages, at least, and you're doing fine in your studies. This man is not good for you. He makes you unhappy. He's a terrible person. Don't let him drag you down. You need to tell him straight up that his words are hurtful and making you feel bad about yourself. If he keeps putting you down after you've told him how it makes you feel, it might be time to rethink things. You deserve to be with someone who lifts you up, not tears you down. Do his parents know he talks to you like this? I would bet you any money that if they knew, he would be humiliated, and he would be humiliated because he knows his attitude is wrong and awful, but he doesn't want anyone else to know he's like that. Just run. He doesn't love you. He doesn't see you as an equal. He sees you as a lesser being he can control. Not worth your time.
Absolutely right. Being with someone who values and uplifts you is essential. It's vital to communicate your feelings openly and honestly in any relationship. If he continues to disregard your emotions and belittle you, it's a clear sign of disrespect.
Wow. He's a cunt. Plain and simple. I use that word for a special sort, and he is. You are in a very unhealthy, shitty relationship and I encourage you to get out. Your BF should be your biggest cheerleader and pump you up, not make you feel like that. Oh, he knows it hurts you, he doesn't care. Abusive, narcissistic people only care about themselves. Best thing you can do for yourself is leave him. That man belittles your religion, your home country, your language. If you continue your relationship with him, you will feel inferior for the rest of your life. When you have children, he will prevent you from teaching your children your native language and culture because it's no longer relevant here in America, thus preventing them from connecting with their heritage and families from their mother's side. You need to find someone who sees you as an equal person as them, someone who sees your worth. And he is not one of them. Your parents didn't raise you with all this love and happiness, just to feel unhappy because of a man. He is racist and awful. Does he speak more than 1 language? Saying you sound stupid because of your accent is just repulsive. He will never be a good partner, he is showing such disrespect and contempt for you. You earned your spot in that uni, your work for your sport shows dedication and a lot of skill. Doubling up with moving to another country and studying in a second language makes you pretty amazing. Don't let him bring you down. He is very negative and you deserve better. Break up with him. There's no fixing this. Also, this is abuse whether you think it or not. This relationship is not worth it at all. Please break up with him. I promise things will only get so much worse if you stay with him. He will start hitting you and it'll escalate even worse. I've been there, it never gets better. Your partner shouldn't be constantly insulting you and making you upset and sad, and you've literally told him how he makes you feel and he's choosing to ignore it and continue on. That is abuse, a form of abuse. Also, he doesn't love you whatsoever. A person who loves another person does not do the things he's doing to you, and he absolutely does not mean it when he says sorry. He shouldn't have to be saying sorry to begin with because he shouldn't be treating you so badly. Please listen to the comments telling you to leave him. He doesn't love you, in fact from your post it sounds like he hates you. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but you can end it. You deserve so much better. This is called negging. He knows you're smart and beautiful and is scared you're going to leave him and find better. A healthy person would talk about their insecurities and find a solution so they don't hurt their partner. He instead is insulting you and hurting you, so your self-esteem is destroyed so you'll be scared to leave. He wants you to be beaten down and broken so you won't leave him. Please leave. A boyfriend is supposed to build up and support his girlfriend, not make her feel bad for another herself. Please, 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 for yourself, find someone better who'll love and respect you the way you deserve. You're 18, you are so young and you have so much time for this. I know right now he may seem like the best boyfriend ever, but that's only because it's a new relationship and you're early in your romantic life. There are better men waiting for you out there. Good luck with everything. Sorry, but if he constantly says that, he doesn't love you. He sounds mean and highly uneducated, unempathetic, and so on. I'd dump him.
Before we delve into other insightful perspective, let's address a glaring truth with this comment.
There's only one unintelligent aspect in your post, and that's the fact that he remains your boyfriend. I have a friend, I'll call him Max. Max was gifted since early childhood, it's like he was born already knowing mathematics. It always came easily to him. He got scholarships all over the place, for the thing he's naturally good at. Get my point? Your boyfriend is a jealous, nasty and insecure little *CK who gets off on being horrible to you. For some reason, you're taking it. This isn't how someone who loves you will talk to you, or think about you. I hope you're able to successfully pursue whatever sporting or academic goals you set yourself, and I hope you leave this tool behind. Honey, he understands perfectly how his nasty remarks affect you. He wants you to feel bad about yourself so you don't have the confidence to stand up to him. You deserve so much better than this ignorant, selfish arse. Your BF is not intelligent. You are smarter than your BF. Your BF thinks he is smarter than you and he thinks he is better than you, but he is not. Your BF enjoys hurting your feelings because it makes him feel smarter and more important than you. Your BF only apologizes to you so that you will stop acting mad or sad. He doesn't care if you are actually mad or sad. He just wants your feelings to stop being something he has to deal with. You are much smarter than you think. There are millions of young athletes in the world. The very dumb ones are not smart enough to pass basic college/university scholarships to get into foreign schools. You need to stop your very negative self-talk. You have been letting a crappy and immature boy affect your self-confidence. His family sounds even worse and more stupid than him. You need to get away from his whole family. You have no idea what a smart athletic treasure you are. You have both brains and great physical abilities. Keep in mind that not everyone can play a sport. You need to have exceptional brains for hand-eye coordination. Of course, you will run into a lot of people in university that only have smarts for learning. You will also run into people who are book smart but have very bad social skills. Your boyfriend doesn't just have bad social skills, he is mean and rude. I'm sorry, but you need to end your relationship with him and get him far away from you. He is not a nice person and you should not even be friends with him. I met people as bad as him at university and I stayed far away. I never understood how they had girlfriends. Now I think it is because they were slowly destroying the self-confidence of the girls they dated. Dump him. You deserve so much better than that little snot. He is a worthless asshole. And, honey, he does know how much it hurts you. He just doesn't care. He understands exactly how much he hurts you when he says those things. He gets a kick out of saying them, making you feel like shit, makes him feel good, making you feel stupid, makes him feel superior. You deserve better.
Agreeable. He knows the power of his words, reveling in your pain to feed his own ego. But remember, you deserve a partner who builds you up, not one who delights in tearing you down.
Leaving him won't convince him, but you will be free of this abuse and able to find someone who loves you just the way you are. There are different kinds of intelligence. Movement intelligence is a thing. You're not just good at a sport. You're good at a sport. Some other people are good at math. Some others are good at understanding other people. We seem to have decided that some kinds of intelligence are more important than others, but that's not an absolute truth. You are worthy, and anyone making you feel less worthy is not worth keeping around. Your boyfriend sounds not worth keeping around, to say the least. Also, his emotional intelligence is underground. P.S. To add that you being in a foreign country speaking a tongue different from your mother language, even if you learned English very early, it's a sign that you're actually quite smart. And there might be some cultural/language barrier in the US that make you feel less intelligent sometimes, but it really is an integration issue. It's a common situation for expats that you're young, you're inexperienced, you're all alone on a different continent. I'm not surprised that you don't want to believe that someone you care about is abusing you. Nobody ever wants to believe that, but he is. Your boyfriend is supposed to build you up, make you feel good about yourself, and encourage you to be the best you that you can be. This dude isn't doing that. He's putting you down, making you feel bad about yourself, and telling you that you can't do things. Do you see the difference? There was a post on here a while ago about a woman whose husband kept telling her that she smelled really bad. Like, constantly telling her that. She was showering multiple times a day, using clinical strength deodorant, doing everything she could, and he still kept telling her she smelled. Turns out, he was doing it so that she would think that nobody else would want her and she wouldn't leave him. Your boyfriend is doing the brain equivalent of that jerk. You can do better than him. The world is full of amazing men, you deserve one of those instead. This is called negging and is part of misogynistic practices from pickup artists to break down your self-esteem. You need to break up with him. You're so young, there are better men out there. This guy does not respect nor likes you. He thinks he's better than you in every way. He's also controlling and verbally abusing you. Dump the asshole. Your boyfriend is a dickhead, and he is deliberately insulting you and trying to lower your self-esteem. He doesn't love you, because if he did love you, he would build you up and not tear you down. Your boyfriend is jealous as hell of you. You have natural athletic talent, you are a world traveler, and I am willing to bet that you speak multiple languages. You are a catch. Do not hide who you are to make his small-minded self happy. And as for not being as smart as other people, *CK that nonsense. How high your IQ is does not define your life. How hard you work will get you a hell of a lot farther. In short, from a middle-aged woman who has been around for a while, do not waste your time on a little boy like him. There are plenty more people out there who will love you just as you are. You need to read up more on what emotional and verbal abuse looks like. You may have a warped sense of what you think abuse means, but guaranteed you are experiencing it. Your boyfriend knows you are smart, but he's putting you down as he puts you beneath him so that he can seem like the brighter, smarter person, and you don't have the confidence to even pursue the things that you like. He is not the person and he will not stop hurting you. You have to be the one to make the change and you have to leave. He knows what he says hurts you. He doesn't care. This is a type of abuse. You're not stupid. He wants you to believe you're stupid so you become isolated and reliant on him. Playing sports at a high level requires intelligence and critical thinking. That skill isn't something you were just born with. You worked hard for it and you are excelling. They don't hand out international sports scholarships to just anyone. Not to mention, you wouldn't be there if your academics were horrible. They require a grade minimum. I was in a relationship like this. It gets worse the longer you stay. I highly suggest you leave him. He knows that he knows how much it hurts you and he still does it. Look at what he does, not what he says. He can say he loves you, but he's still a dick to you. You're not stupid, you've figured out what the problem is and you're just getting confirmation here. Dump him and be happy again. Your boyfriend is a total dick. Regardless of whether you're willing to consider it abuse or not, it is clear that he is intentional in what he says, and wants you to feel bad about yourself. You said you only are good at a sport and don't deserve to be where you are, but that's really not giving yourself due credit. To play a sport at the collegiate level, you are an elite athlete. You put in hours of time and sweat and dedication. Your natural talent is just part of the equation, same as with the naturally intelligent people who attend your university. Stop selling yourself short and stop settling for someone who is an asshole. OP, your boyfriend doesn't seem to like you. All things that you're apologizing for are things that would drive me wild. Athleticism. Talent. Humility. Adventurousness to move abroad. Love for your heritage and family in God. Why are you apologizing for that? Jesus Christ. Ditch this dude. Also, build your self-respect. The reason you let him treat you this way is because there's a big part of you that agrees with him that who you are is shameful and inferior. Please get to the heart of why you feel this way, or you will end up in this same dynamic over and over and over again. Why are you having to repeatedly defend who you are? I take a step back and it looks like you already are by posting here. Your BF sounds like a soon-to-be ex. You are your own person and you are growing into who you want to be, not because of some jackhole. A partner should be able to lift you up, not tear you down. Here's a real-life example. I'm deaf. I will never speak flawlessly. Let me ask for help if something isn't easy to pronounce, or let me know if I need to find a workaround. Criticizing my speech is working against me, which is a huge turn-off. It's my boundary right there and it isn't negotiable because I am working with all that I've got and I can't squeeze rainbows out of my ass. Hope you find your answers and the spine to go for what you need, which is respect for you and your values. He is not kind. He does not accept or appreciate you for who you are. You are twisting yourself into a pretzel to be his ideal of a woman. He's not worth it. He doesn't respect you. You'd be better off without him. You're not smart, yet you can speak at least 2 languages. How many does he speak? How many scholarships does he have? Yours might be a sports-related scholarship, but those take time, dedication, patience, strategic thinking, etc. You're smarter than he is, and you're kind. Dump the guy, live a happy life. He is a bully and it makes him feel good to belittle you. When he says sorry and he loves you, he is just getting you back on side, because if he really was sorry and really did love you, he wouldn't say these horrible hurtful things. Dump him, he isn't a nice person, he is intentionally saying mean things to make you feel bad about yourself. We call that negging. A man does that to a woman so that the woman feels incapable of being worth love and stays with him because she fears no one else will love her. He has said you don't work for what you have. But you work very hard at your sport and have earned a right to be exactly where you are. Please do not let him make you feel like you do not have that right. He sounds like what I would call a pretty little pissant, someone who is immature, unkind, envious, and spiteful. He does not act like a grown man. He shows you dislike, not love, when he says such mean things. You deserve someone who will admire, love, and respect you, who will say only nice things and only treat you well. Many men around the world mistreat women, and women have just accepted it because the men created a world where women could not earn and take care of themselves. But now women have learned they can take care of themselves and they are choosing more and more to be alone rather than with a man like him, so refuse to accept this and leave him. Don't listen to his lies. He wants the benefits of a girlfriend without deserving them. Choose to be alone whenever someone mistreats you and ignores how you feel and what you need. Ask yourself if you would do or say such things to someone you truly love, and if the answer is no, do not stay with that person. Always expect to be treated as lovingly as you treat others, not one bit less. Your boyfriend doesn't like you. He likes having an exotic foreign girlfriend who lets him belittle her and allows him to treat her like shit. He understands it's hurtful, he enjoys it, and that's why he does it. Your boyfriend is not a good person. He feels threatened by and superior to people from other countries and uses that belief to try to put you in your place. How well do you think he would do taking classes in your country, in your language? Can he even speak another language? Also, excelling in a sport to the point of receiving a scholarship takes a tremendous amount of dedication and self-discipline. A person can be naturally talented, but without fostering that talent it can only take them so far. You deserve better. You deserve a partner that sees all the amazing things about you and is your biggest cheerleader. That is love. Please leave this abusive relationship. Would you ever say something intentionally to hurt your boyfriend? My guess is no, because people don't intentionally hurt those they love. Apologies are nice, but they are only real when the behavior changes. Without changing the behavior, the apology is just empty words. He didn't say those horrible things to you in front of his parents because he knows they are wrong. I guess he never says these things in front of other people. That way he can deny it if it is ever found out. Emotional abuse is defined as any non-physical behavior intended to manipulate, control, or diminish another person's self-worth. What you are describing is emotional abuse. He puts down your intelligence, your religious beliefs, how you dress, and even your accent. I married a man who often made denigrating comments in private. Because he had other good qualities, I often looked past the things he would say to me. Because he never hit me, I didn't call it abuse. But it tore me down emotionally. It eroded my self-worth. I really wish someone would have explained these things to me when I was your age and we were dating. Have you told your family and friends the things he says to you? If not, why? Many colleges offer free student counseling. Please go talk to a counselor about these behaviors. Work with them to understand why you have been willing to overlook his behavior.
In the face of adversity, it's crucial to remember your worth and prioritize your own well-being. Before we wrap up, I'll leave you with this poignant insight to ponder.
You're a beautiful, athletic, young woman who is plenty smart enough. You're gifted, talented, and interesting. Believe this about yourself. You know things he doesn't, can do things he can't, and he refuses to respect that. This man demeans your talents, does not want people to see your beauty, and is upset when they find you interesting. He's already got you convinced these are not true and worthy things about yourself. Is this really the companion for you? He isn't even a good friend. In which case, his words of love don't mean a thing.
Remember, your worth is immeasurable, and you deserve a relationship built on mutual respect and kindness. If you find yourself in a situation that undermines your happiness, know that you have the strength to seek better. Until next time,